wrote here. I just wanted to add something about the angel of the Lord. The angel of the Lord is assumed to be a second member of the triune Godhead because it seems to be rather interchangeable at times with YHWH. So, a really good example that what would make a Christian believe this would be Genesis 19:24, where these angels go to Sodom and Gomorrah and they get Lot out and his daughters out before they destroy the place. So the angels are the ones with the authority to destroy the place because they were given the authority to do so by God. How do they get the authority? Well, they are the authorized bearers of the divine name in regard to the assignment that they are sent on. Then they have the authority of God to act on his behalf rather than God himself, going down there. He sends the angels in his name. So just like it says in Exodus 23:20-21, it says beware of him, listen to my angel, I'm going to send him before you. Make sure you listen to him because he will not forgive you, for my name is in him, because he's sending the angel on a mission. And if you get in his way when he somehow speaks to you or whatnot, then you're not going to be, he won't put up with it because he has a specific mission. When a king sends a messenger in his name and he has the signet ring, he could be 100 miles away from the king, but he has authority of the king. The difference is if you get in that messenger's way and you do not accept the message or the decree from the king, then the messenger is probably going to come down harder on you than the king would, because the king's not there to kind of just answer you back and forth. You may have a legitimate case to make, but if the messenger is sent on a assignment having the authority of the king and you get in that way, the way of the assignment, then the messenger is probably going to have less mercy on you than even the king would. Because you might be able to say to the king who wrote the decree, but hold it, can you just take this into consideration? The messenger's just on the assignment. Well, that's how it is with that divine name. When God gives the angel the authority, it comes in the form of that divine name. The divine name, the YHWH, is a communicable vehicle for the agency and the authority of God, and can even manifest the presence of God, sort of like the Ark of the Covenant would manifest the presence of God, or the Urim and the Thummim could manifest the presence, in order to relay information to somebody asking a very important question. Well, that is how a human being can communicate with God and talk back and forth, and it'd be interchangeable, and it looks like the angel is speaking here, and then God speaks here, and then it looks like the angel and the God are one. But what it is, it's the only way that somebody's going to be able to actually speak to God. It's through the agency and the authority of the divine name, which the angel is the authorized bearer to have. God puts the name in him. So thus, with the authority of the name and the assignment that the angel is given, he's got the same authority as God in regard to the assignment. And because of the name and the miraculous, ways of God, he can speak through the angel and see, and it can interact with a human being when otherwise a human being wouldn't be interacting with God. You see what I mean? Like, I'm in my tent right now, and God may be right here, and God may want to say something to me. And he might try to convey it in some kind of a thought, and it might work. But if he really wanted to truly talk to me, then he could send an angel, and that angel could be the authorized bearer of this divine name. Then angel with the divine name in him could come down here to my tent, come and meet me, and then I could speak to the angel, and it would be just like a telephone. God, the angel, and me would be having a conversation. And if it was somebody who was writing it down or recording the event hundreds of years later or whatever, then it would look like, oh, the angel is God and God is the angel. Oh, it's the second member of a triune Godhead. That must be Jesus. He's all over the Torah. That's why in chapter 19, verse 24, it says, after they got Lot out, after they were sent on this assignment, they got Lot out, they got the daughters out, and then it says, then YHWH rained down fire and brimstone upon Sodom and Gomorrah from Yahweh YHWH out of heaven. So it looks like, oh, YHVH down here, YHVH up there, but that's how God does it. He gives the angel the name. He installs the name in the angel. Then that name is a communicable vehicle. So you could talk to human beings. God could talk to a human being like a telephone. And then the angel is given the authority to call down the fire and the brimstone through the authorization of the divine name, the YHWH. That's how this thing works. It's not the second member of a triune Godhead. I'm sure Christians are going to go like, what? Somebody actually has an answer for this? Yes, I actually have an answer for this. I'm not your average counter missionary apologist. You know what I'm saying? Do I counter Christian missionary apologists? Yeah, and this is how it really works. Read carefully the book of Esther. Man is created in his image. The entire governance system is in the image. A king can give the same authority as that king in regard to the assignment, not in regard to just running his kingdom and, oh, I'm not going to give you your name back. I'm not going to give you your signet back. Or some angel go rogue and just say, well, I'm going to be God now. I'll go up to heaven and fight him because I'm the authorized bearer of the divine name. I have the power to call down fire and brimstone from heaven. No, it wouldn't get out of hand like that because God is the only one who has the power to endorse something. So he endorses the decree. Then that decree becomes an assignment that he gives to the angel. Then, in order for the angel to have the same authority, in order for the assignment to be enacted in certain words, and to be able to communicate with a human being, like a telephone, he gives that name, the divine name, the YHWH, to the angel. The angel has the authority, he's the authorized bearer. He goes down, then he can go in human form and go face to face to the person. Then when you're reading it in prophecy or you're reading about it in the Torah, it looks like, oh, back, forth. Oh, that must be God and second member of triune Godhead. That's the messenger. Angels are just messengers. Well, of course, like a telephone's a messenger. But it doesn't mean it's a second member of a triune Godhead. That's literally how this works. It's no big deal. Chapter 19, verse 24, that's all it is. He was given the authority. He was given the assignment. He's the authorized bearer of the divine name. And with the power and authority of the divine name as a communicable vehicle, he was able to call down fire and brimstone. The YHVH was able to call down fire and brimstone from the YHVH up in heaven. And it's not like, oh, there's two gods. Oh, there's there's Jesus. It's not it. It's over. It's not a pack. Oh, I'm gonna pack it up, go home, man, because I read chapter 19, verse 24. Oh, that's it. All right, Jews, let's go down to the church, get baptized, walk the aisle, and cry and wail over a firstborn son. I mean, no, it's not gonna happen, man. That's just not true. This whole thing with the angel of the Lord being a second member of the triune Godhead, being Jesus, like a pre-incarnate manifestation of Jesus, is just not true. It is the authorized bearer of the divine name, which is a communicable vehicle for the agency and the authority of God. And it can manifest a presence like a telephone, so God can actually speak to a human being, and he can go back and forth. Okay? There we go. Over and out for now.